I'd like to show you the tools that we use. This is a cutter, and I have two different types. I like the pencil type now. I started out using the grip like this, but I like this one a lot better. I have more control on cutting. These reservoirs here are to fill up with oil. I do not use them. I dip my piece in oil if I need it. And that's that. We also have a running pliers. This is what breaks the glass when you cut it. So you're scoring the top of the glass with your cutter. And if you can see, the pliers has like a bend in it, sort of a frown. So when your glass goes in there, there's a mark on the front, and that also is where you place your score line. And then when you squeeze your glass, it's going to break it at that point. I also use another pliers, which is called a grousing pliers. This one has a flat top and a hook bottom. I like to use this for little pieces to break off. You have to have the flat top on top of the glass where you cut, and then snap it like you're snapping a stick in half, or pulling it also. Next, we're going to use, after we cut our pieces out, we're going to foil the outside edge after we grind it, and this is going to be for burnishing. So you're going to burnish your piece of glass with this tool, like this, on the outside edge first, all around the top side and the bottom side. It's going to smooth the foil out on your glass. Now, I also use this system here, which is the Morton Glasswork system. You can purchase these online or at your local store. It has a grid work on the bottom here, as you can see. So when you're cutting glass, all those little pieces fall in there and not on a flat surface. You really don't want to cut on a flat surface. You can, but you'd have to sweep away the glass all the time. So this is really good for that. And then you can just take this and dump it when it gets, you know, more glass on it. This grinder here is a larger grinder than usual. If you're looking to purchase a grinder, a little one will do you. It's only about, it's like this big. There's a smaller grinder, and they don't run too much money. This one runs a little bit more, a little more expensive. It's more heavy duty also. I like it a lot. And this is by All Star, the Glass Star All Star. So on the top is a honeycomb part. It's where your glass slides over. Underneath is a water reservoir. It wicks up on a sponge. I don't know if you can see the sponge back here, to the diamond wheel to lubricate that as it goes around. So you really need water in it so that the glass dust doesn't get in your lungs. Sometimes I wear a mask here too. But that's the gist of them. It has a little glass top on here. I have a magnifying glass if I'm doing fine work. I don't have to use it for this because it's just a SunCatcher we're making. We don't have to have the edges perfect so that they fit together in a panel. Okay, so the way we cut our glass over here is the top side on your grinder. Okay, this is a foiling machine. You don't need one of these. You could use just a roll of foil. Okay, so this is what the roll of foil looks like when you buy it. And it goes on to this machine here on this. This is black backed foil. That's what I always use, unless I'm using a clear glass and I want it to be real shiny, because solder is shiny when you're finished soldering. But you can also patina, but that's for another lesson. So if you look at this, the back is black. I don't know if you can see that. Let me pull it up here. So the black is back, and that copper part is the outside of the foil. So the soldering iron is a Heco, and it's an FX601. It has a ceramic heater inside of there. So you have to be a little bit more careful with these, but they are the Cadillac models of the soldering. It just works the best. They are more expensive. The rheostat is right inside here, so you can set the dial to different temperatures. For soldering this, we're going to have it at 410, which is the right temperature for this. So, you want flux with you. I use the liquid gel, okay? And I usually put it on a sponge instead of using a brush. If I'm doing a panel, I'll use the brush. If I'm doing this type of work, I will use a sponge, just an old sponge cut up. Soak it with the flux. You don't need a lot. It's just on one end here.